patience and for being here. This is the first time that we're running a virtual press conference, so appreciate your patience. My name is Erin Papa. I'm the director of the Coalition for a Multilingual Rhode Island. We do have an ASL interpreter here with us today. And so we are in Spotlight. That means if you're on Zoom, you'll want to put your Zoom in speaker view so that you can see the interpreter and the speakers. If there are questions that arise during the conference, please type them into the chat. And if we have time at the end, we will answer them. If not, we will try to get answers to you shortly thereafter. So today we have a long agenda, so hopefully we'll be able to fit all that in. I'm going to start with an overview of our coalition and our priorities. We'll have some remarks from elected officials, testimonials from students, teachers, parents, and community organizations, from Care New England, from Kids Count, and then from our national organizations, and then we will finish with a call to action. The Coalition for a Multilingual Rhode Island is, this is our third Multilingual Education Advocacy Day. The coalition was formed at our first one in 2019 at the State House. Since then, we've been having to improvise and do this sort of online. So we are a coalition of organizations and community members that are dedicated to creating a culturally sustaining educational environment where all Rhode Island students learn in multiple languages from pre-K to college. So some of what we're trying to do is to really expand multilingual opportunities across the state and create a diverse coalition of advocates, policy leaders, and to empower parents and students, families on bilingual education options. So we just finished a series with PLE, Providence Promise, and Latino Policy Institute with multilingual parents. And we plan to do a few more of those as things move forward. We have a diverse group of organizations, school-based programs, higher ed programs that are part of the coalition, representing a diversity of languages and cultural groups in Rhode Island. And so this year we have a comprehensive set of legislation that we are supporting that we feel would really help us to create an environment in which we could really expand multilingual education opportunities for all students. The first is the World Language and Dual Language Immersion Act. This would create a position at RIDE to help lead and coordinate these efforts, and a dual language program fund. There's also the Dual Language Immersion Model Policy and Timeline that would require RIDE to provide more guidance to districts and a more comprehensive plan on how to expand these programs across the state. We're supporting the Education Equity and Property Tax Relief Act that would put English learners into the funding formula, which would ensure a more adequate, sustained, and predictable funding for multilingual programs. We have a bill related to the seal of biliteracy that would award college credit for students who graduate high school and earn the seal. Another bill that would require higher ed institutions to create more advanced concurrent enrollment courses in world languages that would be appropriate for those heritage learners, native speakers, and dual language learners in our schools whose languages have historically been marginalized in our educational system. And we're supporting also the Increasing Opportunities for Teachers of Color Act, because one of the great needs is that we need more teachers of color and also multilingual teachers to be able to expand these multilingual programs throughout the state. And there's also a bill on the certification of teachers of English learners or multilingual learners that would help to ensure that more teachers are getting certified more quickly. And then we have a few ways for you to sign up and take action, which I will revisit later on in the day. So I wanted to right now move to sharing Secretary Gorbea's message.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nellie Gorbea, your Secretary of State. and I'm here today to voice my support for a multilingual Rhode Island. Buenos días a todos. Soy Nelly Gorbea, su secretaria de Estado. Estoy aquí para dar mi apoyo al propósito de convertir a Rhode Island en el primer estado verdaderamente multilingüe. I grew up in a multilingual home in Puerto Rico, and I'm raising my 3 daughters in a multilingual home today. Exposure to other languages and cultures at a young age helps us to understand other points of view and opens us up to new conversations with neighbors and members of our community. I see these benefits every day as I push to make government work for all Rhode Islanders. Our best public policy decisions come when we have a variety of backgrounds and perspectives around the policymaking table. That's why I'm such a strong supporter of expanding opportunities for all Rhode Island students to learn multiple languages from pre-K through college and creating a culturally sustaining environment in our schools. Thank you to the Coalition for a Multilingual Rhode Island for a chance to voice my support for your legislative agenda. And to Senate Labor Chair Chacon, Senate Education Chair Cano, Senator Quesada, Chair Williams, Representative Diaz, Representative Morales, and Representative Vaya. Thank you all for working to build a stronger, more diverse Rhode Island. We are truly stronger together. Let's stay safe, everyone.
So thank you. I'll now turn it over to our legislative partners. Senator Chacon, I think will kick us off, and then we'll have Representative Diaz, Senator Cano, and Representative Morales and Senator Quesada joining. So we'll turn it over to you.
Good morning, Erin. How's everyone?
Doing well.
Okay.
We're gonna change the spotlighting to you, or we're not seeing you.
Yeah, if I leave it on, my battery runs down fast, then I'll probably knock off.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Communicating thoughts and ideas is very essential in our society today. Learning another language is important in today's global society. We in Rhode Island need to prepare our students to become global citizens, college and career ready. That's why I've introduced this bill over several years with the help of Erin. What this bill essentially is creating is it's asking the Rhode Island Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to establish a dual language fund and a position of world language and dual language immersion so that the department has a person that is in charge. Right now, I believe we have several districts that are involved in dual language, but they're running their own little district-wide program, but it's not coordinated district to district. This would require the Department of Education to allocate $200,000 per year to this program, of which some of it would go to the districts and some would be allocated for a person in charge of it. Now, somebody might say 200,000 is a lot of money. In the $1 million budgets that the Department of Education has, it's only a drop in the bucket. So once again, this bill is before our General Assembly, and hopefully this year, based on the distance learning that we've been involved with because of the pandemic, our legislators will come to the conclusion that helping our students be better prepared to go out in the world and be able to speak more than English is essential for our Rhode Islanders. So, Erin, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Senator Chacon. Representative Diaz or Senator Cano, I'm not sure who would like to go next.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I feel in great company, and I'm very excited about the World Language and Dual Language Immersion Act, House Bill 5239. Before I offer my remarks, I would like to thank to Senator Frank Chacon in the Senate for partnering for many years to pass this important legislation. And also to my good friend, Senator Chairwoman Sandra Cano, who is diligently working so hard to make sure children have a great opportunity. And my gratitude is extended to Senator Quesada, who also advocated for this bill for many years, to Secretary Nelly Golbea, who know at the personal level the importance of speaking more than one language, to my new energetic, amazing state rep, Baby Morales, who brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm to this great opportunity, and my good colleague, amazing woman, Representative Williams, who's also joined us today. In case I'm missing somebody, my apologies. And all of you who are homebound heroes working so hard behind the scene to pushing and helping us to make sure this legislation pass. And to you, Erin, for your patience, your persistence, your advocacy, and for all the great things you do. We know the dual language immersion, as most of you, what we know, is a method of instruction that promotes student full proficiency in all aspects of English and another language. DLI programs educate students using both English and another language for academic instruction, and may divide the day by language of instruction. And I witnessed that in one of my local schools in my district. We all know about the unique challenge facing English language learners. They range from students who had had formal education in their home country to students with little to no experience with literacy or numeracy in any language. Too often, these students fail to achieve the same level of academic success as their peers. They're less likely to achieve in school and less likely to graduate and enroll in college. It is a time to close the gap. And I know with those legislator that I mentioned, we were able this year, Erin. And it is not just those who are learning the language that we need to focus on. Dual language learners require teachers to have a specific knowledge, training, and a skill in English language acquisition, assessment, and intervention, along with fluent bilingual abilities in speaking, listening, reading, and writing. I have long advocate for our investment in early childhood learning, and you know that my role with the child care. I have made that my number one priority in my years in the House. During the last several years, many research studies have shown the major benefit that come from early language learning, as well as the long-term educational and career benefits that are enjoyed by multilingual students. Research has also found an important connection between dual language immersion programs and academic success. Regardless of a student's native language, we looking to have this opportunity for any classroom, any students to achieve a great educational opportunity. I'm so happy that the bill addressed the needs of funding with $200,000 per year to have somebody to running, implementing, and working in curriculum that will help other students in the state. We foresee that this program will not only um, event the playing field for English learners, but help them excel in language, arts, and become bilingual. This is a educational game changer, and we all are responsible to make sure that pass this year in the House and the Senate. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so happy to work with you for this important legislation.
Muchas gracias,
Gracias a
Representative
ustedes. Estoy feliz.
Senator Cano.
Buenos días y gracias, representante Díaz. Buenos días a todos. Good morning, everybody. I'm really happy to be with all of you today. I just want to make sure that I give a shout out to the legislators that are with us today. But most importantly, I want to give credit to Senator Chicon and Senator Quesada that before I came to the Senate, they had been champions of this package of multilingual Rhode Island. So because of leaders than them that allowed me to work with them, we are able to continue moving forward this type of legislation. So I just want to make sure that I highlight them. Well, as our society continues to change and become more interconnected and diverse, the need for our children to learn more than one language is becoming increasingly apparent. And through these educational initiatives that we all support, our children will have the ability to communicate clearly and effectively with those who come from different backgrounds and situations, allowing compassion and empathy to flourish in the interactions our children will share with each other as they continue their educations and throughout their adult lives. I can see that as I am a proud representative of Pawtucket, we do have dual language programs in our district, and I can see how rich they are and how that helps our students. I'm originally from Colombia, and I am very blessed to have been able to learn English as coming to this country, which allowed me to communicate not only in my native language of Spanish, but also in English. The data is clear in that children who are exposed to more than one language in the schools reap enormous educational benefits and expose them to greater success later in life. Our children and the futures deserve the opportunity to experience and learn more multilingual instruction. And I am grateful that we have so many advocates here today fighting to make sure that our children receive this crucial educational opportunity. I thank you all for your hard work and your continued support to provide our children with the skills and knowledge that they need in order to be successful in our diverse and inclusive society, and will not rest until this novel dream becomes a reality. We definitely need a multilingual Rhode Island now. We are diverse, and all Rhode Island students deserve this opportunity. So thank you to the Coalition of Multilingual Rhode Island. We are building this state together, and it will become stronger because we are diverse and we're highlighting the diversity that we have. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a great day. Muchas gracias y vamos a continuar trabajando juntos.
Muchas gracias. Senator Quesada?
Well, it's good sometimes to be last because I can, I don't want to repeat what everybody been saying already. Hola todo el mundo, buenos días. I'm very happy to be here today and be able to talk about these bills. Since I've been in the Senate, it's one of the legislation that I love to work for because
Sound is okay. Representative Morales, maybe pick it up from there.
Yeah, of course. Well, good morning, everyone, and buenos dias. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you, and I just want to thank you all again because your presence in this virtual space and your level of advocacy does make a difference. Because as we're going to discuss today, it is so important that we advocate and support our multilingual learners, multilingual education. And one of the most effective ways that we can do that and ensure that these investments are being made is completing the processes to make sure that there's a pathway for our multilingual learners to have a pathway to higher education. Because when we invest in multilingual education, we're investing in the socioeconomic future in our state. As Senator Cano alluded to, this affects our economy. This affects the quality of life in our communities. And this is why I'm personally proud to be introducing 2 bills focused on providing our multilingual high school students with college credit through the completion of an accelerated concurrent enrollment course or the recognition of our state's biliteracy seal. After all, when we provide our scholars with the opportunities to pursue college credit before they enter higher education, they're more likely to stay enrolled in college, earn higher grades, experience less college debt, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to, and ultimately graduate within 4 to 5 years. And as a multilingual learner myself, who had the opportunity to enter higher education with some college credit before I actually started my formal higher education. I was able to graduate with a bachelor's at age 19 and receive a master's at age 20. So I know from firsthand experience the impact that these bills are going to have on our youth. And as we know, these investments to multilingual education does matter. And by being here today in this space, as a collective unit, as a collective team, our communities are making our message heard. And we are being clear. As a state, we need to invest in multilingual education through the various bills that we've presented on today. And we cannot afford to wait because our youth and students deserve these opportunities, and so do all our families. So thank you again, all of you, for being here with us.
Thank you all so much. I was going to share a video of some testimonials from students and teachers, but we're running a little bit behind schedule. So I think what we'll do now is ask Fernanda and Andrew Poyant, who are parents of dual language learner, to share their testimonial, and then we'll move on with our agenda. And if there's time at the end, I'll play that video. So thank you all so much. And we'll just switch around the spotlighting.
Papa, Aaron,
Yes.
I don't think Senator Quesada finished.
Oh, yes.
You want to give it a minute?
Senator Quesada, you're back. I see you now. If you want to just say, oh, you're muted. No. Senator Quesada, you're muted. Oops.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone.
No problem.
It's hard when you're on the phone. Anybody decide to call you in the middle of the meeting. I want to thank so many colleagues this morning that they are joining us in this meeting, like my friend Representative Diaz, Senator Cano, Chair Cano, and Senator Chicon, who been the champion on this for many years. And I'm very happy to be able to work with them in this bill. Some of the bills, like Representative Morales, I'm very happy about that bill. Try to get, I think it's a way to motivate some speaking language, some children who speak already the language to be able to get some college grade. I think that would be wonderful to be able to do that for them. I think it's a great opportunity to motivate. And I said as a mother, I had 3 children. It was so important for me, for my children to be able to speak Spanish when they were growing up. And I think that's one of the reasons that my English is not better, because if I speak only English at home, I would be speaking better language. But I will.
Oh, she dropped off. Oh, I guess we lost her again, but that was a great point. That it's so important to maintain those home languages at home. And hopefully that's where the trajectory will continue on from here. So I think we will transition now and welcome Fernanda and Andrew to give their testimony as parents. And we'll come back to the legislators a little bit later.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Bom dia. So my name is Fernanda. I'm a parent of a child that is enrolled in a dual language program here in Rhode Island in Pataqué. So, you know, I'm a native from Brazil, and growing up in my home country, learning a second language is very much encouraged. And I feel like we live in this globalized world, and we should really normalize that kids should learn a second language. And I think that not only helps, you know, kids connect with their heritage and their culture. You know, I want my kids to visit my home country and be able to speak Portuguese to their relatives, but we know that it helps the kids enrolled in these programs with their attention span. There are studies that show that kids that are enrolled in these programs, they have more engagement with the school and the learning, therefore they have better grades. It teaches them empathy, it teaches them about others and understanding cultural differences. And overall is just really good for their brain development. So I really think that Rhode Island should be moving towards making bilingual education accessible to all children. So like I said, our daughter, she attends bilingual Portuguese charter school in Pataque, but it's only one school in the whole state, so there is there's a wait list. It's a lottery. Not all kids are able to, not all families that are interested are able to participate. So with this legislation, we'll be able to increase the availability of these programs. And so just thanking everybody for doing this work. I think it's very important as a stakeholder in the matter. I really want everybody to in our state to learn a different language, had it be Spanish, Portuguese, whatever the community need is for. And even that right now, the school only goes until elementary school. So we're looking to expand to high school and, like you guys were saying, college, and getting that advanced knowledge in the second language.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Poyant. While my background is in environmental science, I also studied Portuguese. Being able to speak another language has helped me in many ways, including being able to better understand scientific words, which often have similar roots to Portuguese. It also has allowed me to connect with many people that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to. And it was tremendously helpful when I studied the ecosystems in Brazil. Dual language programs are important for our family because it improves our children's fluency and will provide future opportunities for them. When our oldest child started her dual language program classes, we noticed she was more confident and excited to speak Portuguese with us and with other family members. Whereas prior to starting her classes, she was, while she understood Portuguese, she was self-conscious and didn't want to answer in Portuguese. As a member of the community design team to help create the turnaround plan for Providence Public Schools, we analyzed data for Providence Public School District and found that the Leventon Dual Language School, Providence's first dual language elementary school, had math scores that were near the top of all Providence Public School elementary schools for both native English speakers and English language learners. And we also found that when looking at the English scores, the native English language learner, the native English speaking students were scoring at similar scores to the highest elementary schools, and English language learners scored higher than any of the other elementary schools in the district. This data reflects the national studies that have been done on dual language programs, and dual language programs treat knowing a second language as an asset that you continue to improve upon, as opposed to a problem that we need to help the student with in order to just learn English. It is great to see that Providence Public School District is expanding to have a dual language Spanish middle school. I would like to see a concerted effort by the state to expand dual language programs opportunities in our public schools from pre-K all the way to 12, and to meet the demands of the students throughout the state in as many languages that there is a need for. Thank you.
Obrigada. Thank you both so much. Now we will have Jackie Agustin from Progreso Latino and Eileen from Women's Refugee Care, who will share from the community perspective. Both are working with immigrant and refugee communities. So, Jackie?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Jacqueline Agustin, and I'm the new Policy Director for Progreso Latino, which is a community-based organization located in Central Falls. So a big part of our mission is to help our Latino and immigrant communities to achieve greater self-sufficiency and socioeconomic progress. So we provide transformational programs for personal growth and social change, and a big bulk of that is working with people whose second language is English. So we try to provide as much of a bicultural, bilingual environment as possible And that extends from our preschool all the way to our elderly. So we have, for example, a bilingual, bicultural curriculum for our pre-K and our school-age children. So it's just very important to have that in our organization, just because that makes it representative of the people who live around us. So it's very important to have that. And I think that should also extend to like our schools. So I think it's very important to have those educational opportunities for our students and our youth. And the people we would serve would really benefit from having these multilingual, bilingual education opportunities, and just knowing that they have a strength in being bilingual or multilingual. Like that's really powerful. And for example, like our youth, right now we have like, for example, EP classes. Those help some students, select students to get ahead in education plans, save some money on classes they would otherwise need to pay for. But it's really important to make those kinds of opportunities accessible for all students. Everyone should have the ability to access education in different languages and to be able to make the most out of